Okay, segment lengths and circles. So there are a couple of different formulas. We'll go through them as they come up. So secant line and a tangent line. That's what we have here basically, a secant line and a tangent line. Secant line touches in exactly two spots. And a tangent line touches at exactly one spot. So it's a secant and a tangent line. So the idea is that we take the length of the whole secant and we multiply it by the outside part of the secant. Right? This section right here. And that's equal to the tangent part squared. So the whole secant is going to be x plus 9. Right? That's the complete whole length of the line times the outside part, which is 9. This should equal 15 squared. So 15 squared, 225. So a rookie mistake would be to distribute the 9, which that would work. You'd get 9 plus 81. Then you'd subtract 81 and then divide by 2. Or we could divide by 9 now. And get 25. Right, those cancel. X plus 9 is equal to 20. So something plus 9 is 25. It's going to be 16, I feel. So we subtract 9. X is equal to 16. Okay, so the first equation, the whole length of the secant times the outside part. That's key, because that's going to be equal to the tangent part squared when it's a secant and a tangent. In the case of the second problem, number 2 here, we have two secant lines. So it's going to be the whole secant times the outside is equal to the whole secant times the outside. Times the outside piece, the outside segment. So this is going to be 5 plus 3 times the outside part, which is just 3, is equal to x plus 4 times the outside, which is just 4. Okay, 5 plus 3 is 8 times 3, x plus 4 times 4. So 8 times 3 is 24. Notice again, I'm not distributing because I don't want to have to undo it. Like, work smarter, not harder. So 24 divided by 4 is 6. Minus 4. So x is equal to 2. So this little section right here is 2. So again, here's the second case, right? When you have two secants. All right, 3 is literally like the problem we just had, except we have, like, the algebra is what's going to make this tough, right? The algebra. So it's going to be x minus 3 plus 4, because that's the whole secant, times the outside part. This is going to be equal to x minus 6 plus the outside, right, the whole length plus 5 times 5. So this is going to be simplifying x plus 1 times 4, x minus 1 times 5. Okay. There's nothing fancy we can do here. So here, because we want to solve for x and there's two x's, we need to get x's to the same side. So we need to distribute. So this is going to be 4x plus 4, 5x minus 5. All right, now moving all the x's one way. Doesn't matter which way. So I'm going to subtract 4 because I want to try to keep the x's positive. Add 5, add 5. So cancels. Cancels. Left-hand side, we're going to get 9. Right-hand side, we're going to get x. So x is equal to 9. Okay. This was like number 1. So the secant time, the whole secant, x plus 4 times the outside part is equal to the tangent part squared. So 36. This is being multiplied, so I'm going to divide both sides. Right hand side, this is going to be 9. So x plus 4 is equal to 9. What plus 4 equals 9? X is equal to 5. It's going quick because it's basic multiplication, but feel free to pause the video and convince yourself of the work. Okay. Notice 1 through 4. They all have this exterior point, right? The two lines that we're talking about intersect in the exterior, and we handled it accordingly. Here, we're in the interior. So what's going to happen is each chord intersects the other chord, splitting each chord into two parts. So there's this black part, this black segment. There's this blue segment, the green segment, and the red segment. So what happens is we need to multiply whatever the figures are on the same segment. So what I'm saying is 4x plus 2 is on a segment. 8 is on that same segment. So we need to multiply the same segment pieces together. And that should equal the product of the other segment pieces multiplied together. So I'll give you a second to like kind of digest what's happening. So if it's on the same line and it's cut into two pieces, you multiply those two pieces together and then solve for x. But you multiply them together and you set them equal to each other. So we're going to distribute. This is going to be 32x plus 16 is equal to 36x. Solving for x. X is equal to 4. Okay. I'll do the colors one more time so you can kind of see what's happening. And then after this, it'll just be the math. Okay, we have 4 times x, or 4x is equal to 40. 8 times 5 is 40. X is equal to 10. Easy peasy, right? So now it'll just be the math. Or it'll be the last problem. Or the last problems. Okay, so this is like the very first one we did. So x plus 5, that's the whole secant, times the outside part, which is x. Okay, that's new. And this is equal to the tangent part squared. Okay, we're going to distribute x squared, right? Because x times x, you add the exponents. $36. 6 squared is 36. Okay, how do you solve for x here? This is a quadratic, essentially, right? Because it's x squared. So I'm going to set the quadratic equal to 0, meaning I'm going to move everything to the left side. I have to subtract 36 from both sides. So now we have a quadratic. So this is where we have to factor, right? If you're in geometry, it's implied that you've taken algebra 1. And where factoring is what you do. So the idea is we need to come up with two numbers that multiply to make negative 36, but add up to positive 5. So 1 and 36. 1 has to be negative. So we look at, so it's a smaller number, right? Because this symbol here implies that the product that when you add them together, it needs to be positive. So negative 1 times 36 is negative 36. You add them together, you get positive 35. So that's not it. We can do 9 and 4. But again, the small one needs to be negative. So 9 times negative 4 is negative 36. 9 plus negative 4 is going to be positive 5. So that's what we wanted. You might have to watch that a couple times to catch that. So those numbers drop right in to our factors. X is our factor, still equal to 0. So whenever we have a quadratic equal to 0, we're either going to have two solutions, one solution, or no solution. So here we have two possible solutions, right? X plus 9 is equal to 0, or x minus 4 is equal to 0. So you take the opposite. That's typically what we teach. So x is equal to negative 9, or x is equal to positive 4. Length could never be negative. So we throw away the negative one, and we keep the positive value. X is equal to 4. Okay, number 8. These do progressively get tougher real quick. So we have the whole segment, 6x plus 8x. That's going to be times 8x, right? The outside part. And this is equal to 9 plus 17. 9 plus 7, which is 16, times just the outside part, which is 7. Okay. Let's distribute. I'm curious though. Let's see what 16 times 7 is first. 16 times, so the right hand side is going to be 112. So before we distribute anything, let's kind of simplify, and maybe something interesting will happen. Because notice on the inside part, these are both x's. So that can combine whatever 6 plus 8 is. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14x is 112 divisible by 8. It is. That's nice. So if I divide both sides by 8 first, we're going to get 14x times x. Right, because when things are being multiplied, you can divide things out nicely. Right, this is going to cancel. So then we have, combining the left-hand side, 14x squared is equal to 14, which, solving for x, we'd have to divide both sides by 14. And we see that x squared is equal to 1. So we don't want x squared, we want x. So I have to square root both sides, because that's the only way to isolate x. So x is equal to, square root of 1 is just 1. However, if you introduce a square root when there was no square root, you have to do plus or minus. So this is saying x is either positive 1 or x is equal to negative 1, right? That's what plus or minus means, right? Plus 1 or minus 1 or negative 1. So we always throw away the negative value and keep the positive value. Okay, we need to find the lines indicated. Okay, so here we're looking for UW. UW is this. Okay, so it meets inside. So we're going to multiply the segments together, right? So this is going to be 14 times 2x plus 2. This is going to be equal to 12 times 2x plus 5. There's no particular reason why I use parentheses first and then I didn't the second time. So I'll just keep it consistent. Okay, so let's distribute. So this is going to be 28x plus 28. This is equal to 24x plus 12 times 5 is 60. Okay, just solving for x, so I'm moving x to one side. And then I'm moving the 28 to the other side. So this is going to be 4x. And this is going to be 60 minus 20 is 40. Minus 8 is 32. Dividing both sides by 4. X is equal to 8. So x is equal to 8. But we want the blue line. So if we plug in 8 here. So 2 times 8 is 16. Plus 5 is 21. So 21 plus 12, 33. UW is equal to 33. It doesn't say units, so just 33. All right. Number 10, find Km. What's Km? Km is going to be this highlighted part. So again, we take, so it's two secants. So we take the whole secant times the outside part. So 4 plus 2 is 6. That's the whole secant. Times just the outside part, which is 4, is equal to the whole secant, 2x plus 5 plus 3, times just the outside part. So simplifying this, this is going to be 24. It's going to be 2x plus 8 times 3. Okay, solving for x, we're going to divide both sides by 3. This is going to be 24 divided by 3 is 8. 2x plus 8 minus 8 minus 8. Okay. 0, 2x. So 0 is equal to 2x. So if you divide both sides by 2, x has to be 0. But we want to plug in 0 here. So that means 2 times 0 is 0. Plus 5 is 5. So this inside part is just 5. Outside part is 8. So Km is equal to 8. Okay, this one's going to be fun. I can already see it. This one's going to be fun. So NM, we're looking for this. Okay. So we have the secant, the whole secant. So x minus 3 plus 16 times just the outside part, which is x minus 3. And this is equal to the tangent part squared. So x plus 3 squared. Okay, this is gonna be interesting. So simplifying everything, we're gonna have x plus 13, and then times the outside part, which is x minus 3, and this is gonna be x plus 3 squared, which means x plus 3 twice. Okay. Using double distribution, or FOIL, aka. So this is going to be x squared minus 3x plus 13x minus 39 is equal to x squared plus 3x plus 3x plus 9. So that's just basic FOIL. Combining like terms, this is going to be plus 10x minus 39, x squared plus 6x plus 9. Okay, moving everything to one side. Moving everything to one side. Minus x squared, that's nice. Cancels. Minus 6x plus 39 plus 39. We're going to get 10 minus 6 is 4x. Cancels. 9 plus 39 is 48. That's nice. Divide both sides by 4. X is equal to, so 12. X is equal to 12. So if I want the red highlighted part, 12 plus 3 is going to be 15. That one is very algebra heavy. Very algebra heavy. As is, I feel this one. Okay. It's sticking to the script, right? Always stick to the script. The whole segment, one secant, is going to be x minus 8 plus 4, right? It's the whole thing. The inside segment plus the outside segment times the outside segment. And this is equal to, again, x minus 5 plus 3 times 3. simplifying, we get x minus 4 times 4 is equal to x minus 2 times 3. Okay, let's distribute. 4x minus 16, distribute 3x minus 6. I'm going to minus 3x, add 16. So this is going to be 4 minus 3, which is 1. That's equal to negative 6 plus 16, 10. What are we looking for? We're looking for NL. So NL is going to be this side. So if x is 10, 10 minus 8 is 2. This little piece is 2. 2 plus 4 is 6. All right, CE. Let's get it. So 10 plus 8, that's the whole side, times the outside part, is equal to 2x minus 17 plus 9 times 9. So left-hand side, 10 plus 8 is 18 times 8. So 18 times 8, 144. It's a nice number. 17 minus 9. Okay, that's negative 12. So that's nice. Times 9. Okay, dividing both sides by 9. 144 divided by 9. That's going to be 16. 2x minus 12 on the right. We're adding 12. This is going to be 28. This is 2x. Divide both sides by 2. X is equal to 14. But what are we looking for? We're looking for CE. And we know that x is 14. So if x is 14, 2 times 14, which is 28, minus 17, which is 11. So this is 11. So 11 plus 9, 20. Ta-da! Okay. This is where we multiply the same segments pieces together. So 12 times 4x plus 1 is equal to 14 times 3 plus 3x. Okay, we're going to distribute. 12 times 4 is 48. 14 times 3, 28, 38, 42. Plus 42x. Okay, moving all the x's one way. And then moving all the numbers the other way. So 48 minus 42 is 6x. 42 minus 12 is 30. Which is nice because when we divide both sides by 6, x is equal to 5. If x is 5, what are we looking for? We're looking for CA. So if x is 5, so if this is 5, 5 times 3 is 15, plus 3 is 18. So 18 and 14, 32. Okay, we're almost there. Let's go. All right, 15. Okay. This is going to be the whole secant line, right? 15 plus 12 times the outside part is equal to the tangent part squared. So 15 plus 12, 27 times 12 is equal to x plus 8 x plus 8. So we have to FOIL the right-hand side. So x squared plus 8x plus 8x plus 64. 27 times 12, 324. I don't like where this is going, ladies and gentlemen. I don't like where this is going. So let's combine the right-hand side. 8 and 8 is 16 plus 64. We have to subtract 324 from both sides. So 64 minus 324 is 260. So we need to come up with two numbers that multiply to make 260 that add up to 16. 13 and 10? No. Let's see. 13 and 20. So let's see. 260. Right, negative 260. Obviously 260 and 1 doesn't work. 130 and 2. That won't make 16. 3 won't work. It's 4. So 4 and 65. By the way, the small one's going to be negative. That makes 61. 5. 260 divided by 5. 52. So 5 and 52. $260 and 10, or 26 and 10. So a little trial and error. So negative 10 times 26 is negative 260. Negative 10 plus 26 is positive 16. So this one did take some thinking, but we got it. So negative 10 plus 26, both get x. So this means x is either 10 or x is negative 26. And we know that length can't be negative, so that counts out this one. So x is equal to 10. So what are we looking for? HG. That's what we found. And HG is going to be equal to 18. Okay, you might have to watch this one a couple times only because of the factoring, right? See if you can convince yourself how to factor, right? That's another video. All right, the last one. Same idea. 6x. Well, we're going to multiply the pieces of the same chord together. So 6x times 12x is equal to 8 times 9. So 8 times 9 is 72. 6 times 12 and x times x. So 6 times 12 is 72. That's actually convenient. X squared. So divide both sides by 72. X squared is equal to 1. Again, square root. We get x is equal to plus or minus 1. So either positive 1 or -1. All right, we throw away the negative and we keep +1. So WS is going to be just this segment here. So 6, if X is 1, which it is. Okay.